This is Cowboy Jim with AAA Painting and Handyman Services. We're in Nunn, Colorado on April Fool's Day. That'd be April 1st, 2015. We've just completed an exterior project here on a home and put up some new lighting for them here. Did some accent colors on the garage doors for them, and as well as some of their entry doors. And this house was originally green, and obviously now it's a nice brilliant beige. And did some nice stuff to their shutters. Certainly, as you've seen in other videos, we've got all our caulking done, all our paint lines nice and straight, and 2 coats of paint for sure on all of the trims and so forth that we did. We do the body paint. Really, we only have to make 1 pass with the sprayer because it puts it on easily twice as heavy as you do with a roller and a brush. We refurbished this deck as well. In this particular case, we sanded it down, puttied up some holes, screwed in some boards that were getting a little loose, and we applied what's called a bonding primer to the deck first, and then we applied a porch and floor enamel, which should be a very, very tough surface, should not scratch up real easily for many years to come. In fact, in this particular case, Sherwin-Williams puts an 8-year warranty on that product, whereas the body paint that we put on here is a product called Resilience, also made by Sherwin-Williams. And as you've seen in previous videos, that's a lifetime paint that we put on the home. We also had to go through on a lot of chipping and scraping areas, a lot of what they call peel bond product to keep that peeling process from continuing to happen, and try to scrape down the previous peels on this as well. We did a little more accenting around these windows than they originally had. You'll notice this house has quite a few windows, so it's a very time-consuming process to go through and get all those painted up. But we had a crew of 5 people out here doing this. It took us right around 6 to 7 days to complete this entire project here. Some of that is the wind that you may hear in the background here has kind of prevented us from being a little bit more productive. Looking back now, if we had a full 8 to 10 hour days without any wind or rain or Mother Nature giving us problems, we probably could have got this done in, I would say, 5 days or so. But, in any case, again, we're around the back side of the house, which faces pretty much dead west. And in this case, we also refurbished this deck. Same kind of process where we went and sanded the whole thing, filled in knot holes with putty, and tried to screw down planks where they were coming a little loose. He's got 1 or 2 here that aren't in the best of shape, and ideally we'd offer replacement on those pieces, but in this particular customer's case, they're possibly going to be replacing this deck in a couple of years, so it wasn't the biggest a deal. But in this case, it's a little different product. We actually used a solid color stain as opposed to a paint, and that's normally what we would do on most decks if you really had to use some sort of a pigmented type of product as opposed to a semi-transparent stain or even a translucent stain. But in this particular case, it already had a solid color stain on it. They were previously red, so we went with this here, which is the same accent color that they used on their doors, etc. And again, just another nice bank of windows. Kind of weird how these windows were installed. I've seen this once or twice. I'm not sure why window installers would install them this way, but you can kind of see where those are kind of popped out. They really should be flushed in with that trim, but somebody along the line decided that's the way those should be done, I guess. So we had some real problems trying to deal with the masking around those and try to get those edges to clean up. There was a lot of previous paint from previous paint jobs, so we had to try to clean that up as much as we could, and we got them looking pretty sharp. I'm never going to be 100% happy with the way those look. It's almost like you got to redo the whole window just to make that line look a little crisper and sharper around those. But and again, even these porch stairs here, or sorry, the back door stairs, you'll see that's again where we use the bonding primer and the porch and deck enamel to give those a nice tough coat for heavy traffic area, etc. And last thing on this project here, we did this shed. We opted not to do the doors and any kind of trimming because he is going to be rebuilding those doors and didn't really have time to get those rebuilt before we got out here, but we did the best we could on a lot of the trim boards. They were getting those look a lot nicer around that shed. So once again, this is AAA Painting and Handyman Services, and we are in Nunn, Colorado, April 1st, 2015.